Even the equalizer can work as like pseudo-engage or even poke for this particular team, just because otherwise it's Showmaker fishing for charms. You know, it's the culling from aiming, but outside of that, not really too much else is going to be there.
Oh, Showmaker's just hit 6.
Yeah, and is actually going to land the charm there as well, so Vikla going to get electrocuted. I don't know whether the doggo going to quite get in here in time, down to 21 health, but of course, no one there to contest. As now Raptor does get daggered momentarily. There's the flash over from Beryl, doesn't quite find the Q flash though.
It's going to be really important here.
Yep, Clear has found Shiu as well. He's looking to try and push this Rumble away. Equalizer in range of anyone right now. So the Winter's Bite is going to connect. There is the culling onto Kellen. He's taking a fair bit of damage. The flash does come through as Clear finally throws down that Equalizer. Not exactly doing too much, splitting up the fight here, but DK just biding their time. Shape Splitter comes on through as now Showmaker looking for that engage angle. Finds the charm as there's the public execution. Shiu though, getting a bit of a shield back, but still in trouble. He's gonna have to flash away. And now it's Lucid that's gonna have to try and get out of here. He flashes, uses absolutely everything. And Beryl, I don't think he's gonna quite be able to hold the door enough as there is First Blood going over to the Rumble. I think the vision here is decent for DK. Same can be said for BNK, but Showmaker with that Spirit Rush at the ready. Beryl loping his way over. That is a charm going to miss, but still a lot of damage onto Raptor. Back towards the Dragon now as Lucid. Don't think he's getting in there, and he isn't going to be able to lock that one down. Hextech Soul this game is kind of nutty. It's a lot of extra power as now Diablo, bit of a late Arcane Shift. Would have been able to buffer with it, but not going to get hit by the charm anyway, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the ult, it looks like, well, you can't dash if there's no target, but you get a brief CC immunity when you cast it. So use that to try and avoid the ult. And then it also gives you a proc or passive to get a dash. So even though it's not like a Yone where you can just ult into the void and get away.
Going to be working out here is aiming at 50%, but they're just looking to kill Diablo. Let's see whether they can take him down as, yeah, he's dead. That's aiming, locking down that kill. The Gold King going to pick that one up. Raptor trying to get in there and stop the rest of the team from backing up this Nefiri. Beryl shows them the door, gets the heal out, and True Shot Barrage going to finish him off. Really nice aim there from Diablo as BNK realizing with the man advantage, they should be able to take this, and it's so sad here for Lucid. Still he's able to lock it down, but that eye is just going to look around for a while and disappear. So no Shelly this game. So sad.
Yeah, unfortunate one there for Dplus. The smite's good from Lucid, but they lose the blue buff for it. They're losing control. Maybe even threat of a this is a hard dive to pull off. Yeah, the wave's just got deleted. Oh, they're still going.
Yep, there's the Pop Blossom to come in, but it's going to hit absolutely no one. Kellen goes down first there as the second kill comes in for DK. And Shiu towards that top side, if he's facing off against Vikla, is a pretty comfortable way of interrupting, as that is an ulti forward here from Showmaker, and Clear, remember, doesn't have the flash, and so he's going to be taken down. Lucid now able to flash away, but the flash to follow there from Kellen is so good. Still, it's not enough. Lucid just dashes away, and down goes the Wukong. Shield comes in from Lucid, and he's over the wall yet again. It's a decent seismic shove there, but Vikla is going to get stunned up by Beryl, and that's just a fake Nico, because Lucid just comes back in, gets back into it, and dies. It's not exactly great. Seismic Shove almost gets a double there for Vikla, but in the end, DK do find the victory.
Paper favored towards Dplus in terms of you got those 3 kills. Great setup coming out from Showmaker, punishing the lack of flash on Clear, and Lucid gets a big influx of gold. We're able to get back in time and get control of Dragon, so that's big. Hard to say what was going to happen with Lucid's death being so late, but BNK FEARX not opting into it. And Dplus, you know, the kills in favor of them, the fact they secure the Dragon in the back end, definitely good for them in this game.
Yeah, feels like it holds it a little bit more equal, rather than giving them a big advantage, especially with this tower falling down towards the top side of the map shrinking here.
Which is, you know, if you're the team who only has...
Oh dear. Kellen going to get stunned up. There is the ulti from Beryl just to make sure of it. Down he will go. Diablo going to get attacked here by Lucid once more. Himself alive, but now Shiu is the one that's in the furnace. Still okay. Lucid uses absolutely everything in order to get out, but he will do so, and he's even got Hex Gates. That's the ridiculous thing about this Rift, is that the punishment isn't actually that high. Even with 10 seconds left on this Dragon, he should be able to get back here pretty quickly.
Yep, and the Cyclone now down is a big cost for BNK FEARX. They did hold on to the Equalizer, though. We'll see if they can still get that same value without that tool in this fight.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Shiwu.
Yeah, looking for the flank angle. Let's see whether this public execution is going to come on through. The rocks go down. now DK pretty happy with their positioning. Raptor gets into the pit. Shiu's still looking for that flank angle as he sweeps out onto clear. Kellen just searching for a little bit of an angle. There's the culling to soften them up from aiming. Nicely done. Seismic shove is good onto Lucid, but he goes on target for Pop Blossom's fantastic. The Drake gets taken down, but Kellen's also dead. Aiming is going nuts as he flashes on top of Vikla, and that is the Rumble going down, and now the kills are starting to fly in. The resets are working out as Diablo standing his ground. His health bar is so high. Shiu is going to try and punish him, but he gets the triple. Is it Penta time as the charm is going to connect? Orbit Deception comes down, but over he goes, and there it is. Showmaker though, can he actually win out as Diablo? He's just waiting for an E. The kill comes through and he misses the Q. Doesn't push further forward.
That clean and controlled, and if Diablo doesn't clutch the fight, we could have been looking at a big gold deficit and 2 dragons apiece. So BNK FEARX, the smite from Raptor, and Diablo's play in that fight, and even moments like Vikla's Unraveled Earth coming through for the stuns.
Hold the door. Is Vikla going to get missed by the Winter's Bite? Wall comes up, but this is going down so quickly. Exactly. True Shot Barrage comes through. Aiming takes most of his health bar, but there is no jungler in sight. So that is just Otacon taken. It's highway robbery as Beryl, he might be sacrificed. Remember, there's no outer turret here. Looks like DK, the majority of them are just going to be able to get out. Flash is going to be employed there by Beryl, but I think you'll take that in trade as now Clear could be in trouble. Charm going to connect, and the culling will cut down the Rumble. Now Warrior Trickster has to be used by Raptor to get himself out of there as they're taking Hex Gates. They're looking to close in as now Diablo's in trouble. Pop Blossom to try and peel, but this time Aiming is actually playing with his brain attached, so he's able to take down the Ezreal. And DK looking for even more. The ulti's going to clip him, and Raptor walks back towards DK because Showmaker persuaded him to. And this is the DK that we've been waiting to see. They're going to look for a Baron as well, and they get to work on that while the last kill is going down. Powerful soul and a whole lot of power here, but they don't necessarily need to fight for this right now.
Yeah, it's gone.
As Shiu is looking for the flank angle. Beryl now wanting to find a way in as well, as Shiu staying in the fog of war where he can. Shape Splitter now on cooldown. Shiu's still just corralling them and gets into the backline there as Pop Blossom lands onto the rest. They're going to try and turn onto Shiu as everyone dives towards Aiming, but he's able to dash his way out. Vikla's in trouble. Showmaker looking to put him down, and there are the kills streaming through. It's that quadra kill for Diablo, and then everything fell off a cliff. DK will be able to push further forward, and we'll see what more they can get.
Feels like in this fight, Dplus knew the main threat, the main carry is this Ezreal. Didn't let him play the game. You saw she will connect with the public execution, and then immediately Lucid following up afterwards to take him down. And this game went from so hopeful for BNK FEARX in the early game, a mid-game which was a bit messier, but still you saw an opportunity for them to win this with those dragons stacking up, and then Dplus convincingly looked to put the nails in the coffin. They won't end the game right now, but with a 10,000 gold lead, a 25 stack Medjai's on Showmaker.
And one of the great things here, if you're looking over the other side of the rift, is this gentleman right here. He's going to get shoved. It's the Caster Curse that was preemptive, unfortunately for me, but maybe it was a bait all along as the flash out. No equalizer going to get any joy onto Showmaker, as now the public execution into the backline. The seismic shot going to miss because he's got so many dashes, and Aiming with the culling is doing exactly that. Clear trying to do what he can, but it is not going to work as Lucid looks for the quadra. Is it going to be his turn for a pentakill? I guess it is, as he dashes on top. We were denied one penta, but at least we got another, as the doggo is looking real happy as he wags his tail all the way to the Nexus.
Lucid nearly leaping out of his chair on that one with how excited he was to get the penta. BNK FEARX trying to make a pick on a Showmaker, ends up backfiring, and Dplus slam that game to an end. So not the easiest early game to play, but I think overall Dplus's comp has a lot of strength. Their mid-jungle phenomenal, their support phenomenal. The Jax matchup I like. It's only the Zeri I'm a bit like, eh. But BNK FEARX, again, very much testing that 100% win rate that Vikla has on the rise.
And there wasn't. That was banned in both games, in fact. First round of bans this time around. DK getting rid of it, as Lucid is going to find Kellen, who doesn't have his anchor available. Does have Aftershock though.
Whoa!
Does get the anchor back. I'm not sure about that one. Beryl says, that's your sin. Not going to be too much of a worry as now Diablo gets in there as Vikla turns up. First blood is going to be collected. Maybe that 100% win rate is going to work out as he's starting this game with a double kill.
Great Realm Orb coming through. I didn't catch it initially that they were going for it. When Kellen went in, I was very caught off guard, and I think Dplus was too.
Absolutely.
In that situation, she was getting some good damage on a clear.
Yeah, the Empower coming on through there as the Grandmaster's Might comes down. Leap Strike coming through, so the Flash does get the Flash out from Clear as well. So some top lane dominance. Kellen finding yet another one as Showmaker with the Emperor's Divide lands only onto Vikla as they will be able to put him down. Lucid getting a bunch of his health back as finally Diablo's going to turn up, but Aiming is looking for a certification and Raptor is the one that has the documents. There it is, the double immediately in response for Aiming, and what was looking good for BNK immediately looks not as good. Beryl is going to move in, gets information that these are being taken, but you can see Lucid nowhere in sight. Does have Grand Starfall if they do want to go for a denial on some of these, but it looks like he is just going to focus on his jungle, and they managed to win without any grubs last time. Maybe that's going to be the opportunity this time as well. As in the meantime, we can see there is a Jax in the bottom lane just pelting a turret with a lamppost.
Yeah, he does pretty good at that.
Yeah, that's
plates picked up. Of course, Vikla has Realm Warp here, by the way.
Yeah, Hook going to come on through as Beryl finding a Pulverize, but maybe a little bit too early as he does send Raptor back. Does get stunned up, but Aiming underneath his turret, he will survive, and Beryl not quite as lucky. Yeah. Diablo picking up the kill, couple of assists. He's got a BF sword as well. That is a lot better than the long one. As, okay, Vikla is just going to Realm Warp his way out. He knows there is not a lot of CC left, but still the flash forward from Lucid. And yeah, you can Realm Warp out, but you're going to have to go further than that if you want to escape this duo.
Some stats got posted about the rates of like Flash versus Flash.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to hold this though, because there might be a fight.
It could be. We'll see whether Beryl pulls the trigger. We'll see when Beryl pulls the trigger is, I guess, what we were talking about. As the Impale brings Lucid in, but he doesn't seem too worried about it. He just smites away the dragon. Double Pulverize there from Beryl as they're getting thrown around like ragdolls, but Aiming is untouched. Emperor's Divide finds two, and they're pushed into the blender that looks like Zeri. Kellen will be able to find himself a dredge line, but Aiming finds a whole bunch of kills. 4, 1, and 2 now. 007 is Showmaker, and he even has a suit on.
Had like the rate between different regions, and you know Korea.
Oh well, we're just gonna have to hold that thought momentarily as there's a Realm Warp coming in as well. Lucid is very, very dead. The cavalry will arrive, and the rest of DK not quite able to rotate over fast enough.
Focused on that.
That's okay.
My bad.
At least we get double tech souls in this series, as Beryl is gonna get hooked. And then then it's a bit of an and what situation here, as maybe he's going to have to get out of the way. He does not, as in fact Aiming getting engaged on. He skates over the wall. Beryl with the unbreakable will. Maybe it should be a bit breakable, as never mind. Nope, he's just now fighting Raptor, as this cow is unkillable. It's a double kill in for Lucid. Vikla is now fighting against the Pantheon. Maybe he likes those odds, never mind. He's going to be shown the big old shield. It's a triple that comes on through, and that is going to be the Rift Herald and possibly more here as Aiming getting to work on the mid-outer turret.
He's like, I can finish him off. You know, gets the Blade Caller, the heal comes through. Oh no.
Oh, Shiu? Wait. Will he find it here as Aiming dashes over the wall? Clear knows that he has to try and take Shiu with him, and he's not going to be able to do so. Turret going to get tanked, and that denies the assist or kill from Aiming. Series before could have created some history, and BNK going to have to go for a crazy comeback if they're going to make it work, and oh god, it's not looking like it's starting here, as Lucid will dive on top of Diablo. Nowhere for him to go. Didn't have the Feather Storm, didn't have a hope. And now Aiming looking to try and get on in here as Raptor able to flash himself out, but if you're just getting away from the corpse of your AD carry, you know things are not looking good.
Guys, Lucid is 7-1.
Huh.
My favorite player, Lucid, is 7-1.
He's going so well. It's like it must be your birthday or something. As in they go, Pulverize going to connect. It's a double knock-up as Aiming is going ballistic. Clear gonna have to try and dash away. Does have some needlework, but Aiming is now driving a Rift Herald. He's spinning around in circles. Oh, that was a bit cute, but he crashes into the wall, so never mind. Second dragon.
Any other notable birthdays? In fact, if you know of any notable birthdays, you should definitely tweet at us.
Yeah, definitely post it in chat if you know whether there's somebody else's birthday here today.
And maybe someone, okay, I'll keep it, because obviously there's a lot of people in the world, a lot of people have birthdays, but LCK, at least LCK adjacent, it may be someone's birthday.
You're really narrowing it down. It's not like there's often birthdays.
Well, I narrowed it down from everyone in the world to LCK adjacent.
Like, it doesn't actually even matter. The fact that Showmaker can just keep them at arm's length with the Emperor's Divide. Kellen goes in to die, and he is going to get his wish.
I think it's a little bit defined this game.
He did.
I'm not just going to let anyone else play it.
That's where he draws the line, though. If you start talking ill of some of the games that he has quite enjoyed,
man,
that's when, like, see how, like, normally he's very, very good, and everything's just fine. And you can say all you want about Lucid fandom and stuff like that, but if you say things about some games, it can be a problem.
They have 47 petals.
That's a lot of petals.
That's the most, I swear that's the most I've seen in an LCK game. You know what? Some of the teams, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be critical. Some of the teams, I will see them walk by the petals.
Which teams? I want to compare it.
I saw Ruler do it. Free stats, he's on that. But, coming in.
Yeah, aiming is now in a precarious position, but the cavalry is turning up, and so is Lucid, as he will be able to get a Featherstorm here, and Kellen not going to quite find the Pantheon with the anchor. Still, Diablo's able to kite him out, gets the pullback, and now Clear is fighting against aiming and barrel. I don't know whether Clear likes those odds, but he gets the flash. And BNK, honestly, this is the best fight they could have hoped for. It's even, at least for now, as Shiu says, no, it's not. Showmaker's going to be able to pick up that kill. Shiu just going to bonk them with his lamposters. Raptor not able to get over the wall, and he's just going to get flung back. He knew that that was going to happen, as he realized also that he had no hope other than to give it a good old crack. As Extendo Beam, not quite enough, but Showmaker gets over there. Rune Prison, it's not somewhere that Showmaker cannot escape from.
It's like a second and a half, we're like, hey, this isn't completely awful, and then it did. Yeah. Dplus, Vikla really wants to keep that 100% win rate on Rise. And honestly, I'm ready to believe if he wins this game, because...
Oh yeah, I don't think he's ever going to lose if he manages to win this game.
Yeah, I think there are unprecedented levels of power.
Yep, maybe it's time for another hair bet, as Pulverize does come on through. Beryl just going to be corralling them, and Lucid dives into that backline. He knows his target, but Diablo's going to survive for quite some time. Raptor not so lucky as she win that front line. Oh my goodness, that Q almost able to cut down Diablo, but he does stay standing. Over the wall goes Shiu now, and Vikla is not going to be able to offer enough damage back as the Seraphs comes on through. He does go golden to keep himself alive, but he will be going down in the end. And Diablo on the fountain getting his health back, but he turns back up to everything being on fire as the first inhibitor of the game will go down. 24 minutes. Not even with a Baron on the map. Yep.
His ult runs out. He doesn't change his play at all. He's still running in.
Gets a good old shield there from his locket. Take down this tower. Maybe it's a Shiu POM, because that was kind of silly. The fact that 4 people just wasted their time and now their base is going to get traded for not even a Jax.
I genuinely think anyone on the top side is a valid POM.
Yep.
I really think they all are. Chronicle's probably going to go for Lucid because, you know, he wants to try and...
Yeah, he's got some ground to cover, I think.
Yeah.
As Raptor is going to pick up Beryl, and Beryl says that he does not care about it. Yeah, not going to be able to impale all of them. And even after that, not a lot of celebration. Lucid just kind of scratching his head. Lucid getting to work there. And
it's tough, actually, because Shiu had those great ults on Ambassador in the last game towards the end.
Yeah, right? I actually feel like there is an argument for Shiu as well.
I think there's an argument for all 3.
Yeah.
And that's no shade to aiming a Beryl.
Need to get that vote in.
Maybe he could convince Smile the lesser loser.
Look at Beryl starting this fight. There's no one even to follow up, but he's still there. He's so dedicated to starting the fight. As Kellen's going to go down, but now Beryl's actually just going to murder Diablo. He does Featherstorm, but he comes down into a furnace, and he will be taken out. That is going to be a triple here for aiming, who wants to get his own pentakill. Let's see whether he can get it as Showmaker serves Raptor up on a silver platter. There's the quadra kill, and Vikla is like, my 100% win rate, you are not getting a penta.
He bought his onions when he bought his onions.
Oh no, is he going to go golden? The answer is no, and it's a pentakill once again. First it's Lucid, then it's aiming, and they'll win the series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.